Hi folks, this is a short video on how to pack vintage electric fans for posting. The first thing to consider is the box. It needs to be of an ample size so you've got extra room around the edge for packing, but also the wall thickness. It needs to be a double skinned wall thickness of corrugated cardboard, not single. A method a lot of people use is to put the fan in, obviously with the cage missing, wrapped in bubble wrap, and then pack it around the edge. That's alright, but I have had problems with that in the past where the fan has moved in the box where people haven't packed it tight enough around the edge. It also means that you have to pack the cage separately in a different box and post it separately, which I don't know, I don't really kind of like. You're sort of doubling up on a lot of the packaging and adding more weight to the overall cost. So the method I use is slightly different. I prefer to use a slightly different method of expanded polystyrene, cut to shape as I need it. You can get expanded polystyrene in most sort of do-it-yourself stores for insulation, or as I've got it, this is reused stuff. It came from a company that was stripping ships containers out. But if you look around you could find it pretty easily, I would imagine. You'll need a hot wire cutter, but if you haven't got one, it's not the end of the world. You can cut it with a saw or a knife and then use a hot air gun just to seal up the rough edges and stop any sort of flakes of polystyrene going everywhere. What I start with is a slab, probably around 2 inches thick on the bottom, full width and full length of the box. That gives a good hard base for any extra knocking it might endure. I'll then, depending on what fan it is, I'll work in layers. Layering up and cutting out any shapes that need to be cut to accommodate whatever I'm packing. So this is a trunnion mounted 12-inch pancake. What I've done is I've separated the base and the motor and the trunnion, just because it's easier to pack like that. It's easier to cut the shapes out. So the base, I've made a small circular hole. And the trunnion and the motor, I've made a separate segment in there, but I've cut out a hole in the base there to accommodate the switch, so it's not resting its weight on the switch. Like so. And then what I did, the segment cut out from the base, I ripped it down to a narrower thickness, sort of rebaited it slightly around the in a circle there, and that can just fit in like that, and that's held pretty securely. Before I pack anything, I will wrap all of this stuff in cling film, so you're not getting any vibrations when the thing is in transport. You're not getting any of the paint wearing off. And it's also very important to note to take the motor apart and pack inside the motor. You don't really want that the very heavy rotor knocking backwards and forwards of the box being thrown about. That can smash through the delicate cast iron, especially on these very early fans. So from then on we can just keep adding layers. Here's another sort of 2.5 inch thick layer with a hole cut out to accommodate the oiler and the shaft on the pancake motor, and then another one to accommodate the cage. This would all be packed up in bubble wrap, securely put in there like that. And in another layer, as I did on the bottom, I do another one on the top, and that secures like that. If the box is too high, all you got to do is cut it up the edges and then fold it over. It's pretty easy, and that's it really.